Hello everybody, welcome to the Stutter Sage channel. My name is Sage, and today I want to talk about a video that was sent to me by a very dear friend of mine. I don't know if any of you have heard, I'm sure you have, but this relates to Steve Harvey and what he said. I think it was a little over a year ago. Anyway, he had a guest on his show who stutters, and he basically said that stutter is curable. Now, what he basically so I guess Percy wants to make an appearance in this video today. So everybody, Percy, YouTube. So what I was saying is that I think many people had strong opinions about this video. Of course, we all have strong opinions when somebody just jumps out and says stuttering is curable and there's nothing wrong. I do agree that there's nothing wrong, but what I did before I made this video was I read a lot of the comments. So I loaded a lot of these videos, a lot of the Steve Harvey videos, and read the comments below. And I would say the majority support what Steve Harvey said. I guess my opinion shifted on his approach, but I took some notes here, and let me just highlight a couple of stuff that I wanted to talk about. He said he told the woman who stutters that nothing is wrong. And that's correct. I do agree with that. Nothing is wrong with us stutterers. There is nothing wrong with us. Yeah, we have, if you want to call it a speech impediment, fine, but there's nothing wrong with us. He also points out that people who work with kids have never stuttered and don't know what the pain is like. I also agree with that. There are many SLPs, or speech language pathologists, who don't stutter. They may have certain methods, that they may have studied it. Maybe they have helped. They've never helped me. I've never found any benefit, to be honest, of going to an SLP. Maybe because the ones that we had here are failures, and I mean the Middle East. If I would go to an SLP, I would want them to stutter, or, they need to feel the pain. They need to understand. At least that's just my opinion. He says that what makes a stutter, or what makes it even worse, is the anticipation of us stuttering. I kind of agree with that as well. When I think about it, I tend to stutter more, and I've heard that from others as well, not just myself. A lot of people have said that when they stutter, or when they anticipate that they're going to stutter, or they know they're going to stutter on this certain word or this certain letter, it just makes it worse. A few things I don't agree with Steve Harvey and what he told the woman on his show who stuttered as well. He asked her, well, when you read, do you stutter? When you read to yourself? She said, no, I do. When I was a severe stutterer, if I would read out loud alone, I would still stutter. He said, when you talk to yourself out loud, do you stutter? She said, no, I do, or I used to. And then he asked her, when you think out loud, do you stutter? And she said, absolutely not. In my case, I used to stutter. I actually used to test it out and sit by myself and read and think and talk, and I would still stutter. Now, the only times where I didn't stutter, even when I would whisper to myself alone, I would stutter. Now, the only times I wouldn't stutter is when I would sing. Maybe it's because of the rhythm, but I didn't used to stutter. So those are the things that I don't agree. Now, the reason why I just kind of I'm holding Steve Harvey accountable for that is because he's generalizing it and saying that, well, every stutterer, when they read out loud, they don't stutter, and when they're alone, when they read out loud, they don't stutter. When they talk to themselves, they don't stutter. When they think out loud, they don't stutter. I'm sure that I'm not the only one that disagrees with that. I'm sure that there are others out there who would actually stutter as well. So to generalize that is not correct. And so he gave this woman a method, or a technique, to not stutter. And it was to think about what she's going to say 3 times and then say it. And she did it, and she didn't stutter. He would ask her a question, and he told her, before you respond, think about the answer 3 times and then say it, and you won't stutter. And he asked her a few questions. I forgot what they were. And indeed, she did not stutter. Now, many people in the comments said that they tried it and it worked for them and they were very happy with the method. So more power to you. If it works for you, do it. You need to do what works for you. It's not a one-size-fits-all when it comes to stuttering. That's one thing I know. And if it doesn't, try another method. But there certainly are methods that mitigate your stutter. And that's the thing. It mitigates the stutter. It improves your speech. I don't think it cures you. I believe that even this woman, although it worked for her at that time, she's going to have a bad day or something's going to happen and it's going to come back. But that's why me as a covert stutterer, I have different techniques, different methods that I use based on how my day is going. If it works for you to do that, fine. But also in reality, that method, I don't believe it would work because, I mean, the worst thing is, I guess, when you go to order, I don't know, food or coffee, you're in line, your turn comes, and the person says, "What would you like?" And that's one of the most horrific moments for a stutterer. And I don't think it's ideal for you to think about what you're going to say 3 times and then say it, because you're thinking about the stutter, you're anticipating it, which makes it worse. You're thinking about the line that's behind you, people waiting. Of course, if there is a line, you're thinking about how the person's going to react. So a lot of things are going on at the same time. The purpose of this video isn't to bash on whatever Steve Harvey said or support or whatnot, but just to say, for those of you who are really against it and what he said, it's really working for some. And I guess in and of itself, that's a solution. That's a technique that some could use. It will never work for me. It doesn't mean it's not a good technique. I have techniques that I use and that I'm using right now to improve my speech. And I tried to sit with a few people who stutter and it didn't work for them. We're different, our stutters are different, our anxiety levels are different. So I don't agree that it's curable. I believe it could be improved. I don't agree that it's a one-size-fits-all. But I do agree on what he said, that there is absolutely nothing wrong with us. And the anticipation of the stutter makes it worse. You don't know what's going to work for you until you try it. That's what happened with me. Thank you for watching. Until next time.